Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you are all doing very well today. It is a cloudy and darkening afternoon here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. If you don't know me, I'm Gareth. On camera I have Andrew, and in the FC room we have Victoria this afternoon. We had a slight change in our order of events this afternoon, as I'm sure some of you got taken aback expecting our OTS, and then you saw me sitting in front of you all of a sudden. Don't know what happened there. Let me just get this update. Good afternoon. There are two Leadwood stations on Blowbank. There is a rhino on Leadwood Drive, Lodge Pan Road. I think 2 rhinos maybe. And then there are reports of elephants around Beersterput and Bosvark on Blowbank. One station responding there, and I think one station with those rhinos.
Thank you.
So you probably heard that update. We are going to go and try and find the elephants, because I don't think we've had...
I'm the vehicle on Blowbank, so there are still 2 vehicles on Blowbank. Okay, copy.
We haven't seen elephants for a little while. So we're going to do our best to try and catch up with them. I think maybe we've had a bull. I know the other day we had one, but then we were having connection issues while we were in the deep slut. And I don't think any of you saw it that day. So let's see if we can find the herd up here now. And then we'll take it from there, how the afternoon plays out for us.
Probably gone towards Leopard Dam there.
It's for the Ellies here. Copy. This is my last drive of the year. Dramatic pause. I don't actually know what to say after that.
Bye.
I don't know how I feel. I don't know if I'm excited, and I would be excited because I'm going on a private safari starting tomorrow, and that's why you won't see me again. And then we're taking Christmas off. Not really. I'm here working, but I can't do a one-man show. That would be interesting. So then we go into Christmas and New Year, and then it's the New Year, and then Victoria and I are on leave again. It's wild to be thinking that we'll be on leave again before you see me again. So it's going to be about a month. Maybe there's some of you at home saying that's a good thing. Andrew's fist pumping here. Yeah. But you will see me before the end of the year on some of the shows we've been putting together. Elephants. Oh, there we go. I'm too busy talking and looking at the camera and missing the elephants. Good thing I have an Andrew. Okay, let's try and get ahead of... Is it him or her? Looks like a female, yeah. So that's a good sign. We could have the whole herd here. The road bends quite a bit, so that's why I'm just getting around. Also, I want to see if I can see the rest of the herd, because that's likely where she'll end up if she isn't by herself, which would be a little bit strange for this herd of elephants. Yeah, I can see her. I'm just checking down the road. Nobody's there. Okay, the elephants are further down the road. Yeah, I can see a bum. Nothing happened? Alrighty. There we go, everybody. Woohoo! We have connected again
Sandy for bird man.
with the herd. How exciting.
Standing by.
Good evening, Sandy. I've got fresh tracks I'm following here of the 2 males in the riverbed north of the crossing.
north of Fig Tree, did you say? I didn't copy the lock.
Yeah, north of Fig Tree, in the riverbed.
Okay, copy. I looked a lot around there this morning, but maybe they were flat and I didn't see them. I'm going to respond and come and work the area.
You can make a correction of this time and here.
Okay, copy.
So I want to give her just a little bit of space, and that's why we've got this funny branch in front of us here. I thought she was going to continue walking, but it looks like she's found a tasty tree. Is it a torchwood maybe? But this is what I was waiting for. She's going to walk and follow the rest of them. And this could turn into quite a fun sighting if they continue on the way that they're going. They should end up at Leopard Dam. I wonder where they've been hiding for the last little while. Andrew, did you have them much in the couple of weeks that...
Well, we had that one sighting in Chica Chops being dramatic.
Okay. So it's been a while since we've had the Ellies, so it's nice to actually catch up with the herd. I know we may have seen one or two of the males from time to time on camera, but not for very long either. So it is good to reconnect with the herd. They've obviously been enjoying the bush after the rain. So we'll see where they go, and like I said just now, the direction that they are moving, because I did see one or two bums in the thick bush in front of us where this female is just wandering into now. So she's following behind the rest, and there's all their tracks on the road here. They could end up, what? They could end up at Leopard Dam, which would be nice. We've just got to see. They are crossing over Dyker, which is the road before Leopard Dam, so they've got a way to go still. But she's catching up, and the herd may have... Now you can hear them in the bushes in front of us, to the right of where this female is. It is still quite a way to go between here and the dam. It's about 700 meters. So maybe half a mile, which they can cover pretty quickly, being elephants. While we are going to try and keep up with these elephants as they go through the thicker bush here, we're going to go on Leopard Dam West and try and keep up with them, but we'll probably be moving parallel to them over the course of the next couple of minutes, trying to keep eyes on them, and then hopefully we do get to Leopard Dam. I just thought maybe I saw one there. No. Maybe they'll even use the road, because the road does kind of bend in the direction that these elephants, well, that last female was walking. So let's see. We'll try and keep up with them, but we'll probably be driving parallel to them for a while, have glimpses of them through the thickets here. Although there are tracks on the road. Elephant on the road, how about that? Andrew is one up. There's an elephant behind us. So we'll make sure that we're not getting between them all. This is the female I reckon we were with on the other side of the large fruited bush willow. Okay, I've got it there. Yeah. We're just going to wait here, because I don't want to get between members of the herd while it's quite thick, and just general good practice when driving around elephants. But to all of our pack members that have joined us this afternoon, I hope you're having a great start to your week, and I hope this gets you off to a great start. So hello to Carol, Di, Elsa, Mary, Bob, Brian, Connie. Michael, welcome. First time I think I'm seeing you on the drive. Canadian. Anybody else? Becky. Aurora. Rosemary, welcome. Welcome everybody. I'm going to go through some comments, just make sure I haven't missed anything, or if I'm just missing all the hellos and greetings, which it looks like that's what I might have just missed. Carol's singing, singing the theme tune, just to stay with routine, which is important, I think. So is Di.
Hey Maria.
I don't know. Is it the?
The OTS music.
Yeah.
Oh no, I always just when I don't know what the words are. I just always hey Maria.
Yeah. All right. I will get to some of the comments. Let's keep up with these elephants. Last one's through here. It is, sorry, excuse me. It's pretty wild to think that we're almost at the end of 2024. I've kind of just got used to writing that down. Now I have to try and figure out how to write 25 without messing that up. It just seems to come by so quickly. But my private safari that I'm going on to is 8 nights. Our first night will be local and we'll come into the Rietspruit Game Reserve just while the guests kind of get over their jet lag and the sort of travel wariness, I guess. And then we move into the Timbavati and we go to Walker's River Camp. And then just got to try and keep an eye on where these elephants are. And then we go down into the Thorny Bush to Saviti Homestead. Both those camps are really nice. They're sole use, so we have it to ourselves. There's no other guests around. It's just our group. Whilst we're on drive, we might interact with other guests from different camps, but our camp itself, or themselves, is just us, which is quite nice and personal, nice and private. And then I get back and Victoria goes off on a 9-night safari to pretty much just the Timbavati, but I'll let her tell you about that when her time comes. So I am looking forward to that. And while we're speaking about it, we have a new key word this week, as is customary on a Monday. This week's word is quite fitting. It's travel, and it is a photograph of a leopard that Victoria took on her last trip at Saviti. You should see it around about over here, filling up all the empty space after the elephant. And this female leopard is called, I don't know how to say leopard, I haven't seen one in so long. It's called Sequa, and she's a resident in the Thorny Bush area, so I'm hoping that I'll connect with her and end my leopard drought. It's been about 3 months since I've seen a leopard, which is the longest in the last 7 years of my life. So I'm pretty excited for the possibilities. So yeah, if you want to get that photograph, you want to get your hands on that picture, and you're a Patreon member, part of the Painted Dog TV pack, send travel to info@painteddogtv. I think it's a great image to have. Oh, are we going to get a tree getting pushed over here? He's thinking about it. I'm pretty sure this is a bull that's following the herd down the road here. He was there. Is that a small elephant? No, it's the female. So the rest of the herd has crossed over the road and are on the other side. I just thought maybe it was Cheeky Chops. I haven't seen Cheeky Chops yet, but let's see. This tree might be under threat, yeah. This little bush, this bush is in my way, so I can't quite see what he's doing. If he was trying to push it over or trying to shake something out, the way he did that made me think maybe he was trying to shake something out. But maybe not. And he hasn't decided to push it over, so that's a good thing. It is a male. So I don't know who was asking for a leopard photograph a little while ago. I think maybe it was Rosemary, am I correct? Hello Mom Ruth, hello Becky. Okay, so he aborted his plans there to try and push that tree over, which, I don't know. The Rietspruit is thick, so elephants are here, they're opening it up. There's some areas that are looking fantastic. It's also pretty impressive to watch them push trees over, but I know they catch a lot of flack for doing that in some parts. I don't mind it too much, especially here. When I was at Mala Mala and they were targeting marulas and they did a good job at doing that for a little while, I started to get a bit touchy about it. And if I would see elephants looking like they're going to strip bark from marula trees or look to push them over, I was kind of encouraging them to move off, which is hard to do. And I was just thinking it, I wasn't doing anything. A little bit more. Okay. Okay, there we go. But yeah, the bush could do with a little bit of thinning, and that's exactly what they're doing. In some areas, it's actually it's looking so nice in some areas. Even though the trees have been still pushed over, you can imagine in a couple of years how it's going to open it up for some game viewing and visibility. But it's always impressive to watch something like that, and I was just wondering if we were going to see that. Ah, there's Cheeky Chops leading the herd. Almost. I think he's, yeah, he's looking pretty big with the females. I'm going to get ahead so we can try and get Cheeky Chops on camera for you all, because I know it's been a little while and last time he was being a bit weird with Andrew. And it might even be an idea. I think, can I see the dam? No, it's impalas. There's some impalas through there. I thought maybe their color was the sand on the other side of the dam and we could sneak ahead of the elephants, because I do think that they are making a beeline towards the dam. I thought they were coming through here. We haven't missed them already, surely not. There's no tracks of them on the road. There are some impala. Maybe we'll sneak a baby on camera if there's any here. I don't think so. Let's just have a little look at the impala quickly while the elephants are moving through some of the thicker bush in the area. And they're moving from right to left, so maybe keep an eye out. Maybe a little one will jump across the road. Who knows? It still appears as though the southern herds on the Rietspruit haven't given birth yet. Seems like the herds in the northern parts of the Rietspruit have. You can see that female, she's about to have a little one. Wow. That's any day now. So this male that's standing in screen there now, he would have been born this time last year. So he's made it to a year old. That's pretty good going. You can hear the elephants crashing through the trees behind us. I can also hear the thunder, everybody. Don't know if you can hear the thunder on the ambient mic. In that direction, it doesn't look too bad, but this is all coming over the mountains. You can see that overhead getting thicker and it's getting darker, and the mountains are where the thunder is currently. It's getting a little bit thicker there. Andrew's doing a great job to kind of show you what's going on. I have hope, though. I don't think it's going to rain. Oh, I should not have said that. I should not have said that. Sorry, everybody.
Oh dear.
I was telling Andrew before we went live, I think it's going to rain when we get back to camp, and now I said it on drive. I do apologize. Okay. These Ellies are a little bit closer to us here. And there's Cheeky Chops. On the left here, he's in the thicker stuff. So Mom's over there and Cheeky Chops is over there. Yep. Making life difficult for now, but we really aren't too far from the dam. So we've covered about half the distance that they need to cover to get to Leopard Dam. Although the direction that they're kind of walking now, they might actually just kind of bypass the dam, unless they've just found something tasty here. And they've kind of changed their direction slightly to come and feed in this little patch, and then I'm really hoping to see them go into the dam. It's quite a humid afternoon. It's not too hot, but there's a lot of moisture in the air, and you can feel that as the storm. I think it's going to be another one of these big electrical storms that we receive in this area. Andrew's putting me under pressure, showing me something. That's Shongololo. Look at all those ants though on this red bush willow. And a Shongololo. A millipede.
Sorry, he's a lot more accessible than the Ellies are.
It is, yeah, it's actually fantastic. How's that? It's not something that we often put onto screen. And it's actually really interesting to see how many ants are actually climbing this tree. I wonder what they're all doing on it. Who can count all of those legs? Look at how they're moving. How interesting in that. Like kind of like waves. How those legs are moving to allow this millipede to climb the tree. It's quite incredible. They can have almost up to about 100 pairs of legs, some of the bigger ones. They are something that we call a detritivore, which means that they feed on decaying sort of plants material. They often, oh, there's one right behind us now. Yeah, you can just hear them appearing out of nowhere quite often. I think this may have been the female that we were with first. Trying to intimidate us by breaking through the terminalias here, girl. What's that about? There you go. The big and the small. So elephants basically create food for millipedes, because millipedes break down or feed on decaying material. So you can imagine an elephant pushing down a tree and then the tree starting to break down in that slow process. Millipedes would be there. You often see them in leaf litter on the soils. They like moist conditions generally. So it's interesting to see this one climbing a tree. They've got this response to predation because they've got an exoskeleton and it's really quite hard. It does a really good job at protecting themselves with. That if you touch it, we used to do it quite a bit as kids, shame. The things that kids put animals and insects through is so interesting. But that's how we learn as children. At least that's how children used to learn. We used to touch them and they roll up, they curl up into this ball. And that helps them, protects them from predators. And then they also got like a bit of a chemical defense if that's not enough, where they will release chemicals, cyanide, hydrogen, maybe a combination of it, mostly cyanide. And that will also help prevent predators picking them up, think that they're not so tasty. I don't know why these elephants are doing what I don't want them doing. They've just gone south, away from the direction of the dam, into thick bush. But you know what? It's really cool to see this millipede. It's nice sometimes to focus on the small things. So they are, if you're wondering, they are relatives of the centipede. And it's quite easy to see why. They look very similar to centipedes, but a lot friendlier to us. Look at those antennae just guiding it along. Because they're mostly found sort of on the soil, in leaf litter, on the ground, they respond to touch. They're pretty much blind. So that's tactile communication that they're getting from their feet as well as those antennae, the antennae being so important. Watch them. How interesting is it? Watch how those antennae in the front of the head there are moving, constantly moving, guiding this millipede on this branch. It's getting quite high here. I wonder what it's hoping to achieve by doing this.
Can't see where he's going. He thought he was getting down.
Andrew says he can't see. The sky is dark. It's like an aircraft pilot when flying over the ocean. They've got to be so clever. They're so conscious of what they're doing. Oh, it's going into a little hidey hole. This little broken part of this bush willow where a branch has clearly been broken and died off. Maybe the millipede was actually following the ants.
behind you.
Andrew's warning me of something that's climbing on my chair. It's nothing at all. He's playing games with me. Oh, he started something he wishes he never started right now. It's nothing too serious, everybody, but this is how it starts. And
And it grows from there.
it grows from here. How cool is this? Spending some time with a little creature while the big creatures that we came here for have disappeared. Let's leave this little millipede to continue its adventures.
If you look at it weirdly, it kind of looks like a snake as well.
I guess if you looked quickly it would. Okay, we're going to have to see where these elephants have gone. Maybe they've done a loop, but it really doesn't feel like that or sound like that. Look how high it climbed. So we caught it when it was just above the ground there. And look at it now. Maybe it's looking for some decaying wood. There is that broken branch there. There's a couple more broken branches. But I think let's carry on, everybody. That was great. While we're trying to wait for the elephants. We got ourselves a millipede, something different, something unexpected. And this is what Andrew put on my seat. This could be a fun game. This is just a piece of plastic that comes off of a plug. I had a 2-prong charging port thing that is quite funny, and this was preventing it, so I cut it off and I gave it to Andrew. So maybe I'm at fault here because I started the games, but maybe we'll bring you all along for the games in the future. Maybe this will be the game. Try and hide it in one another's equipment and see if they find it or not. How long can you hide it for without them noticing it? The things we get up to, hey? Keeps us alive, yeah. Okay, let's see if we could find these elephants again. Yeah. Victoria says she's keen. Oh dear. I was going to say the things that boys do, but now Victoria said she's keen. It's not just the boys. Alrighty. So, elephants have gone off that way. The dam is in front of us now. So I'm hoping they've kind of done a bit of a loop. Maybe they don't want to take the easiest direct route to the water. Maybe they don't even want the water. Although, even though the grass is green everywhere, there's a lot of food around for elephants. That doesn't mean that they won't drink. They are still water dependent and require their daily water intake. If they're going that way, I don't know, it's not even like they're going to be going straight towards Sequa. I can't think of any other water that's in that direction unless they've got a pan, like a seasonal pan that's filled up with the recent rain and is still holding water that they're going to. Maybe they're going to the little drainage line that feeds Leopard Dam. Or maybe their entire role this afternoon was to bring us towards Leopard Dam for something else. Maybe we'll get a picture of a spotty cat ourselves for next week. I can't see anything. But the little inlet, I don't know, is this the start of the sun slit? Is it? Kind of. Because this goes past Pompat, and then maybe it goes there, Cootie Crip. So yeah, it is the Sunslit River. Maybe there's like a deeper section that's eroded out or been washed out when the rivers come down and in flood or something like that. When you can see here, there's a lot of sand. I'm just going to get a little bit more downstream here, and we can look upstream where it's a bit easier. There's a lot of sand, but it's always possible that there's an area that's washed out and it's created a bit of a deeper section. Maybe there's a rocky section. I did tell Andrew I was going to throw him off the back this afternoon. I tried in the softer sand here. Maybe there's an area that there's more water. What's this? The rhino's been here. Look at that rhino scrape. So there's been a rhino bull who's come to drink from Leopard Dam this afternoon. And the reason I say he's come to Leopard Dam to have a drink is just the direction of those tracks. Getting out to show you. You can see, look at the size of that when I put my hand in here. There's the back of the track there. Here's the right toe, the front toe, and the left toe. And I suspect this is his back right foot. So what the rhino would do is just scrape that foot, often urinate. It looks like it's actually quite fresh. If you come further back, Andrew, you can see the sand here where that urine hit the sand. It's almost like there's been a little bit of rain here. So this isn't too old. This rhino wasn't here very long ago, but they would scrape and then they would start walking away from here. And this is just part of this territorial marking, breaking up the surface of the sand, scent marking in there, allows their sand to, or their scent to penetrate. Maybe there's a crusty surface. Also, they get the scent into the bottom of their feet with all those cracks. And when they walk, they carry that scent on their pathways. So this rhino was here pretty recently. I wouldn't say right before us, because of how much that urine has dried. It would have been a bit more wet, but you can definitely see that it's in the last, I would say, hour, simply because it has been hot and I think it would have dried more. But what I do want to show you is we're at Leopard Dam. There's no elephants here. There's no leopard either. But there is lightning on the horizon. If we bring that exposure down a bit, not that much, Andrew, you should see the lightning on the mountains. It has been flashing, so the threat is around, but it does this. It was incredible. At 3 o'clock, almost like clockwork, the clouds started rolling in over the mountains, which is very typical. We're not going to get any lightning now that we've stopped here to look at it. Maybe in the time that we stopped here, we'll get the elephants or hear them. I mean, you could see it didn't take us very long to get here, so it's a little bit odd that they didn't come here, in my opinion. Because where could they have come from? They could have come from Lemondurian Reservoir. So they may have already drunk today. And because it's clouded over and there's potential of a storm rolling in here, maybe they don't feel it necessary to cool down. Look at how that cloud's sort of growing at the top there. Can you see that? This one here. This here. You maybe bring the exposure down a little bit. We might see it a bit. Yeah. Yeah. There's a cloud right in the middle of the screen, and with the naked eye you can see how it's just expanding and expanding, expanding. I know the whole thing is a cloud, but that portion of it. just building and building and building. Really impressive how these clouds come over the mountains like this. And they are moving in our direction. Yeah. Oh, did we get that? The lightning. That looked like it was here. You can hear it, so it's not terribly far away. I'm trying to consider our options now, whether or not we go on Leopard Dam south and try and find those ellies again, or we try and put some effort elsewhere, just because this area is really thick, and if the elephants aren't going to come to the dam, then we might just have more of what we had earlier, and I'm afraid that they may not. They may just constantly go through the thicker block there. Yeah. It was nice to get them, though. It was really nice to get them. When I first saw where they were, I really had high hopes that they would end up here, come and drink. We could sit on this side of the dam and watch them on the other side there with this dramatic sky, the mountains sort of, oh, what a scene. I mean, it's a beautiful scene as it is, but 7 or 8 elephants, I don't know how many there were, on the other side there, would have been beautiful. Everybody at home, you can now picture that. If you look on, maybe you got that lightning. There was another lot of lightning to the sort of right part of screen. Maybe you saw that. But if you look at the water, you can see all the ripples on the water. It's a nice still afternoon. And as I say that, the wind's going to start pumping, bringing the storm right into us, I bet you. You can see all those ripples, all the aquatic insects that are there. That's why you often see these birds around. I haven't seen the little 3-banded plovers that we often get here. And even more surprisingly, I haven't seen the Egyptian geese that are often at Leopard Dam. I wonder where that pair is gone. But all the aquatic insects around the water. All right, I'm going to throw it out to everybody. You've got 2 minutes. 2 minutes to comment on the place that you would like to go on Blowbank. We're not going to go up to Leadwood because of the threat of rain. And you were up there yesterday afternoon with Victoria, with the lions near the corridor. And we might have to avoid going that far north. But on Blowbank, 2 minutes, starting in 15 seconds. Where do you think we should head to from here? Understanding that we are a sort of central-ish, southern central parts of the property. Where should we go and have a look? Ah, Andrew's found our little friend, the 3-banded plover. I haven't heard them or seen them running around. They've been pretty still. It's not sitting down, is it? I can't quite see there. Is it standing? I don't think it would make a nest that close to the water's edge either. They would more likely make nests kind of where we parked because of the rising water. That's always a threat if this dam were to fill up a little bit more. No, it's standing, so it's not sitting on a nest, and that's why I haven't seen it. Good find from Andrew. Carol saying Sequa Dam. I always ask for a dam tour. Too soon, Mary. Too soon.
Last dam tour was pretty lovely.
It was fun. It actually was a really great afternoon, that trip that we did. I'm just worried about going all the way. I would say let's go for it, but I'm worried about going all the way to Poole Dam, to be fair. To get up to Lowveld of South Africa is okay, but to get to Poole Dam and then back if the rain does come in is a little bit too much of a risk, I think.
Found a second one.
Ah, there's its mate, potentially. I'm sure there's always two in this area. Andrew's on form. He's finding all the little things. Yesterday, the butterfly in amongst the dung beetles. That is the title of a storybook for kids. Victoria, you listening back at home? The butterfly and the dung beetles. That's a cool title. Watch this space, everybody. Watch this space. This is how we come up with ideas. And then we had our little millipede earlier, and now we got these little three-banded plovers. So it seems like of the votes that have come in so far that maybe we should go to Sequa Dam and Leopard Dam. And it's not unusual just to see the pair of these little three-band plovers here. They are monogamous and territorial. They will defend little patches along the edges of water sources. And they'll defend those little territories through the breeding sort of cycle, time of the year. It would be really interesting to know if they would come back to the same territories year after year. We mentioned that Wahlberg's eagles do tend to do that. I've seen it myself with a pair, with a pale morph and normal morph, coming back to the same nest site year after year at Mala Mala. How cool would that be if we knew that the same pair of three-banded plovers came back to the same spot? I'm not sure. Maybe we need to investigate that a little bit.
They're not migrants, are they?
No, they're mostly sedentary, staying in similar areas. But you find most sort of species are only really that territorial when it comes to breeding times, especially the smaller ones. Yeah, I think you might find that they would move with rain if they were mostly in an area that hadn't received a lot of rain and things are becoming a bit difficult. They might try and find rain nearby so they get these seasonal pans or long river courses that fill up, these days, dams. So maybe a little bit of movement, but I think for the most part they're resident. Alrighty, let's go and have a look at dams. Yes, Becky, we got two new rhinos. They arrived last week. Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We came last Friday.
Last Friday. So while I was on leave, a cow and calf have arrived on the Rietspruit where they put in the boma. No need to.
actually,
You
I'm
don't know?
not sure.
Okay.
We were actually on drive.
I'll have to ask Hanno and find out where we're likely to find them, but I don't think they would have been put in the boma. They don't need to acclimatize. Also, this time of the year, there's lots of grass. I think that's unlikely. So it'd be interesting to find out where they were released and where they're moving. Lula and Kalula were released in the boma, which they didn't take a liking to. And they initially spent some time around Hayes, and now they're spending some time around Boskamp. And on the airstrip there, you had them with Victoria last night before the Lions. So it'll be interesting to see what the movements of that mother and calf would be from where they or where they were released. So I will ask Hanu, and then we'll have to let Victoria know, and she can brief everybody on that. But from here, let's go to Sequa Dam. These elephants don't appear to be coming here, and it's not like there's any sign of that rhino bull that was here earlier, judging by that scraping and scent mark on the road. So let's go across to Sequa Dam. You have spoken and we shall oblige. Somewhat. We're not going to do all of them. We're going to leave the two in the north, but we'll go to Sequa Dam and see what we can find there. The other day we went there just hoping to see what we could see, and we got cheetahs making a kill, so that was pretty exciting. Hello everybody, how you doing? Oh, good, thanks. Yeah. They went south. I was hoping they were going to come here. Yeah. Yeah. It looked like maybe they were going south, so. But yeah, in that kind of like little V section. All right. Cheers. And, oh. Yeah, it's my first time. Jokes. Andrew absolutely loves giving me a hard time. Okay, we're going to go down here and then go past, what is it called? The pump station where the elephants broke those pumps a little while ago, and then across to Sequa Dam and have a look there. But as I was saying, on a Zoom drive on Thursday, what an incredible first drive back on the Rietspruit. Bumbling along, go to Sequa Dam, talking about fires and grass and water. And then waberum, there's the two cheetahs, the cheetah boys. And they proceeded to entertain us. So maybe it will offer up something similar. Maybe a leopard having a drink. Since the lions are in the north, that's the only time since I've been here that Painted Dog TV with Andrew got a leopard. And then Basil and I were sitting there one day with lions and we just missed a leopard at the dam. So let's go and have a little look-see. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe this week's key word of travel with a leopard, that photograph that Victoria took of a leopard while she was on her last trip, will bring us leopard luck. How about that? And at least when we go east, we go away from what's coming from the southwest. Where does that go? Oh, is that I think that's Major Putt or something like that. It's actually quite a pretty road if I'm right. Yes. Look at me knowing where I am and Andrew doesn't.
Major Putt.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like a major Putt.
It's definitely not.
That looks off the books.
I think it's major like a lieutenant. Major, Victoria says. Correcting my pronunciation of Afrikaans. it was nice to catch up with that little Ellie. It's not so little anymore though. I don't know if anybody ever drives this road. It doesn't look like it really. It really doesn't look like it. So this is going to be the moment of truth. What kind of activity have the elephants had around here? Because if they do what they usually do on roads and they've been down here any time in the last couple of weeks, I reckon we might find ourselves with a severe roadblock. They have been here. There's evidence of it behind me. Fortunately, not enough to inhibit our track. Oh, there's more. I might just do a silent drive from here on out, folks. Say something and then that something starts happening. So, yeah, leopard. Red-crested Quran. Are we going to get anything from it? No. There was a red-crested Quran calling to our left here, but it's not doing its display where it flies up above the canopy, getting the attention of other, well, males, but potentially females. Try and encourage them to come this way, and males go the other way. So here's a tree down. I shall not speak. What is this thing in front of us? I think so. It looks like it might be a zebra wood, in which case I'm not going to drive over that at all. So there are some species, if you are new to the show and wondering why we're contemplating if we can go over that tree, we are permitted to drive over certain tree species, but some are protected and we don't drive over them. But when you off-road like I'm doing now, we have to change tires. Is this branch too low for you? Should be fine. Okay. No, I think, yeah. I'm endangering, not Andrew, but the camera here. Oh! Alrighty. So yeah, there are some tree species that we're permitted to drive over. And there's quite a few that we're not. So we just need to, and it's just need to pay attention. Not that we do it often. You see what I mean? Nobody's really driven here much. Even the animals are walking around this one. The elephants have been here recently. It's already so dark with these clouds. The sun is, I think, pretty much completely gone behind that wall of clouds to the west. But when we do off-road, we've got to be careful of where we're driving because punctures are a real reality when out here. Sometimes you're driving down the road and you haven't even off-roaded and you get punctures. So when we do go off-road, it's at our own peril. What's that? Duiker. Little common duiker. I don't know if you probably didn't see it. It just ran off into here, into these thickets. Oh, there's a red-crested Quran. Here we go. Hello, boy. Trying to find a way. It's an obstacle course for red-crested Qurans. Yeah, this old red bush willow that the elephants have probably broken up. Look at that cryptic coloration when it goes into the grass. Oh, it's not really going into that drier grass to the right there. It's going more left, but that body coloration and the shapes and patterns allows these ground dwelling birds to just blend in so well. If you kind of look there as well, the back is very cryptic, a lot of colors and patterns, helps break up that body shape a lot, especially if it's in amongst the grass, like where it's going currently. But the belly is black, and I'm sure that is a way for it to be seen when it is displaying and flies up, because then you've got this black underbelly against a blue sky. So it'll appear quite nicely once they've been calling. And the belly doesn't need to be camouflaging them. They can lie down in the grass and then blend in perfectly on the ground with that cryptic coloration on its back. But you see that contrast, the body kind of on the wings and back, nice camouflage color, and then the belly is completely black. So when it's in the sky above all the trees and it's got a nice clear background, it can be seen by its conspecifics when doing its aerial, territorial and mating displays. Normally they just run off and disappear, but this one's kind of giving us a little bit of a show, popping its head around the corner there. Di's playing the games with me, what I should be saying while on game drive. This kind of weather's actually not too bad for some of those more nocturnal species like serval. Maybe that'll bring them out, Di. Said it a couple of times. It's a bit cooler, it's getting dark. Those species that we typically see mostly at night. I mean, serval is not necessarily something that's restricted to nocturnal activity. I know where they get seen quite regularly, especially in East Africa, they get seen during the day quite a lot, but out here they are not something that we see often, and it's mostly something we see at night. So winter is more of the season that we would expect to see something like that, because it's cooler and the day lengths are shorter and there's just more night time, if that makes sense. But you never know on a day like today where it's got dark relatively early. I mean, it's 6:30 and it's already pretty dark. You can see by the camera we've had to up the specs on the camera so that we can follow this red-crested Quran as it goes about its foraging. So there's always a chance of some of those nocturnal species popping out on a day like today. Gone, disappearing into the... Oh, there it is. Andrew's done well to pan through the bush with it. But it is going into a little bit of a thicker patch there, folks. So I think let's continue our journey to Sequa Dam and see what's there, what other surprises next on our list. Oh, everybody's got to keep an eye out on our social media. Keep a close eye. I don't know, Andrew's got something to show you sometime soon of what he filmed and photographed today. Have you exposed it already or not? Oh, somebody should not have driven here when they did. Some really deep wheel ruts. I reckon somebody was stuck there for a little while. I don't think they drove through there and left those. I think they sat in that dip for a bit. Andrew watched quite an interesting interaction between two species. More interesting for one of the two species, and you'll see why. This was in camp, so you got to maybe narrow it down into smaller things. That's a clue. But he's going to share some of that tomorrow, so keep an eye out. Some really good photographs as well as video. I'm actually a little bit upset that I was in town doing some shopping while this took place. Got to keep Andrew on his toes. I'll tell everybody else they're great, but keep him humble. So I don't know if you can hear Andrew. I'm going to repeat his question. He's asking me if I'd rather see a serval or leopard. That's a terrible question because it's so difficult. So now I'm going to sort of go through the process of what I'm thinking when you ask me that. Both would be awesome. I haven't seen either of them whilst being here on the Rietspruit. Andrew's seen both of them. I have to hang my head in shame. Where are we and what is going on here?
I know exactly. I didn't know this was the new road. If you go right, it goes to Bosco.
I need to just check my map what's going on here.
If I'm not mistaken, going
Yeah, so they've just graded here or something. Maybe they're trying to do a bit of erosion control. Oh, the elephants are also playing games. Okay, so we're on pump. But okay, I know
we're on what?
we're on pipe putt.
Ah.
Pipe putt. Yeah, I got it eventually. So, serval or leopard, both of them are spotty. One has got truer spots than the other one because leopard have rosettes, technically speaking. I've seen a lot more leopard in my career and lifetime than I have serval. I've had 2 sightings of servals. And I couldn't tell you how many sightings of leopards I've had. It's very privileged to have worked in the land of leopards. Yeah. But a leopard's such a small animal. I think the odds of seeing and the odds of seeing is I mean, my numbers just speak for themselves in terms of that last comment. 2 sightings of serval and I don't know how many leopard. I was keeping really good records at one stage and then COVID hit and I didn't keep records thereafter. But in 6 years at Mala Mala, yeah, truly blessed What a privilege. So I think in terms of getting either of those species tonight, if I had to, I would say I would put my money on a leopard. Just because of the odds of seeing a leopard are just so much better than a serval. So I'd say let's see a leopard, Andrew, because I think our odds are better, although I would not say no to seeing a serval. And I think my satisfaction would be great on both. I think personally I would take I don't know, I can't say it. I can't say it. I would love to have more serval sightings. But it would be great to see a leopard on the Rietspruit, get to know them. There's only 2 impalas there. Okay. We're getting close to Boskamp. Well, we're on the sort of northern parts of Boskamp at the moment, which is where Lula and Kalula have been spending time in the last week or so. I think we've had a couple of sightings of them up here. Some on and off camera. So the airstrip is coming up on our left. We're going to have a quick little look up the airstrip and see if they are here again. I wouldn't be surprised if they were, but can you see, Andrew? No, you're a little bit higher. No, it doesn't look like it, which is fine. We make our way down to Sequa. I think we're going to get to Sequa Dam at a great time for the possibilities. That we could find there. I really love fire. It was part of my main job description when I was at Mala Mala as a conservation officer. So I had to manage a lot of the burns on the property. Had a great team that we worked with there. Really special to learn how to manage such a tricky management process. Fires are no game. I enjoy the process of burning, but I also enjoy the process of watching the bush recover after a fire and the life that it brings and the changes that it brings. And when you see it like it is at the moment, driving along here, I mean, you can see it there over the top of my head. It's like a lawn that's developing here. And often they're so productive, where the new grass is growing up after the fire, it's stimulating that growth. So many nutrients that have been put back in the soils. Access for animals is really good, especially herbivores that are selecting for areas. They've got to select for areas that are good for foraging, which is ideal. You're getting fresh grass growing up. They don't have to kind of search for what they're looking, try and select between all the dry grass that's still around and areas that are left unburnt. But also their visibility is so good. So it's great to increase your odds of avoiding predators. So they would spend a lot of time in these recently burnt areas. I would too. If I was going for a walk in the bush, I would sooner walk here than that side of the road, just because your visibility is so much better. And also you don't have long grass, so you're not getting covered in ticks. But there you'll be able to see when the lions are watching you. Well, one would hope you would be able to see the lions watching you. Whereas this side, the lions stand at a far better chance of giving you a big fright. Well, I think we're almost at the time of day that we need to start using our spotlight. Oh, how good it would be. Last drive of the year, get a leopard. Let's see. This is correct, eh? Yeah. There's a nice big concrete block there. Yeah, it's like a signpost. Alrighty. Yes, Di, there's so many creatures living out here. There's so many hidden to us as well. If you think about all of the smaller creatures, insects particularly come to mind when you think about how much life there is that pretty much goes unseen. So Quran, I'm trying to think about the size. I don't have the size off the top of my head. I'm trying to equate it to another bird that we're probably familiar with, like a guinea fowl. Quran is probably just a little bit smaller, maybe slender than a guinea fowl. Yeah, probably the same height as a guinea fowl. But I think they're just a little bit slender, especially. And Andrew's excited for leopard tracks. Yeah. Oh, go back. Oh, I thought you had it. Andrew thinks he's got some leopard tracks here. No, false alarm, everybody. Sorry to have you on the edge of your seats. It's baboons. It is dark. It's time to use this torch. It's amazing. The last 5 minutes, it's gone completely the other way. But this is not a bad time to be getting here for an evening drink for a predator. And it may be worth our while just sitting here for a little bit, enjoying the storm that's coming over the mountains. There's some Egyptian geese. So on the other side of the dam at the inlet, Andrew's had a leopard drinking before. And then one night we closed our show with some lions on the other side, and on our way out, a leopard came and drank right here where we are. What are the odds of that? And I didn't see it, everybody. I did not see it. But this is great. It's such a steep banks of that drainage line. It just has that kind of night because of the way it's dark, and there's some wind picking up now. A storm inbound. So we'll just do a little lap around, go to the other side, go to the inlet, then maybe just come and sit on the dam wall for a little bit and just see out the last light and see if anybody comes to have a drink. See, there's water there, so like I reckon a leopard would probably come and drink from something like that rather than the dam. There's a lot of water there, actually. Beautiful to see water in the landscape compared to a month ago where everything was so dry. Just shining the light on the road to get a little bit of a better look at the surface, just because there are like some tracks that I want to see here. Ah, it's zebras. So at day it's easy because you get the shadows of the track, so you get definition, so you can see it ahead of you. At night it's a lot harder, so try and put the spotlight a lot lower on a track, and all of a sudden the definition comes out quite nicely as you're starting to create shadows on the ridges of the tracks. You can see it better, but the headlights don't provide the same kind of effect. Oh, there's some big eyes in front of us. What is it? Is that a zebra? Probably is a zebra. Right in front of us. Ah, there's a couple of eyes. Yeah, I think it's the zebra. Yeah, there's a few. I can see them shining back through here. Don't want to shine the light on them too long. Is it zebra or is it impala? I think it's impala. That's why there's so many now. I like this little area that we're going to on Sequa Dam with the inflow here. It really has the... Oh, what are these? Ah, it's monkeys. Oh, baboons. Yeah, baboons. They're a bit too big for monkey.
Makes me feel a lot better.
I don't know what it is at the moment. I just got this sense, like feeling, and come around a corner and find something. But I often have that feeling when I'm here at Sequa Dam. It's just, there's a nice drainage line that comes into the dam. A lot happens here, actually. Seen the lions here several times. Maybe it's the fact that there's been leopard here on a few occasions. The cheetahs had good recent experience here with this line. And this is a really good spot for leopards to walk down, or other predators as well. Hyenas would be really cool. Brown hyena, Brent's convinced that if there's brown hyenas on the property, it's kind of this corner of the reserve, the southeastern corner is where we're going to see them. So they would walk down. What is going on? Probably. We've got a leopard trap. Oh, yes. I'm going to just put this into four-wheel drive. So there are leopard tracks. It doesn't look like they're too fresh, but it is promising. I think Andrew will get that on camera now. He's trying to figure it out. There we go. I'll do it myself. So you can see that track there. It's walking towards us. At the back of screen, you can see the 3 lobes and the main pad there. So leopard has walked here, but the reason I say it's not too fresh is because it doesn't have these very angular ridges around the track. It's blown over a little bit, but it goes to prove what I was saying is not a lie. Leopards and species like hyena will walk in these drainage lines because it's nice and easy. They've got cover from potential seeing them because of the banks of the drainage. So you can see that leopard track there. I'm actually going to get out and just show you the effect I was talking about with the spotlight. If my mom's watching, she's probably saying, get back in your car. But have you got it, Andrew? So we're going to look at this track here, and I want you to see the difference in how you can see it on screen. So if I put the light directly above it, you can't see it at all. So when I'm driving down the road at night, I want to put the spotlight lower, and you'll see how you can start to see that track a lot better as the shadows start to form. I'm just saying this, hoping it's working with Andrew's feedback. So that's why I want to put the track, the spotlight. The lower you go, the more shadows you create, and the more of that track you can see. And that's why early in the morning, it's really good for tracking, because the sun is lower in the sky and it casts better shadows of the tracks. So it's easier to see them. As the sun rises, and I'm going to do a similar effect with this light, it gets harder to see those tracks. This would be around midday, and then late afternoon you start to see those tracks again, if that's the sun moving, just in a different way. But the edge of the track here, this would be a lot more of a higher ridge, as well as the 3 lobes at the back. You got the 4 toes, but those would be a lot more pronounced. So I'm going to put my fist next to it in the same sand, and you'll probably see that effect a little bit better with these stronger ridges where my fingers were. And as time comes, you get sand that blows over it. I would say that this is probably a female cat, because in my hand it's about the same size as my index finger, which you can see there quite nicely. And this is probably the front right foot, because this is the biggest toe. And just looking at the size, it's nice and round. The back feet are often more oval. So it's nice to know that we've got a female that is in this area. And I hope that this sort of... Did I hear something? No. I hope that description of how light works to show you tracks was useful. But maybe, let's just go around to the inlet. So this leopard's probably walked up here, gone to drink from the dam in that inlet, and then carried on. But maybe last night, been a bit windy the last couple of days. Maybe a little bit older than that. But it's why I say it's nice to know it's a female is females' territories are a lot smaller than the male's territories. So, you know, she's using this dam at the moment to drink. She might venture into this area a lot more frequently than, say, a male might, who's got a bigger territory to cover. But this is a great area for leopards, and you might find that this could be the core of both the male and female's territory. You've got a lot of water here. It's great habitat with this drainage line particularly. Lots of water here. You can see how this is filled up really nicely. A couple of months ago we were looking for tracks that were maybe in the mud. Oh, there the baboons are not so happy. I don't know if you can hear them. Wow, the wind's picked up a lot, so you might not hear them, but they're probably in these trees here. I can smell what smells like smoke, yeah. Just on the wind, it's picked up quite a lot in the last little bit, and it smells like there could be a fire in the area. This time of the year, it's not really something to be too concerned about because of how green the landscape is. Generally, just navigate that tree. This is a great birdie bean. Love to see a leopard in there. Or maybe this female leopard will have cubs one day. And when those cubs get a little bit older, all these big trees along this drainage line would be a great spot for a mother to leave cubs. And when they get close to that year mark, they start getting adventurous and inquisitive. Wouldn't that be fantastic for us? Having little, not such little, well, little leopard cubs is cool, but leopard cubs around the year old are, in my opinion, the best cubs to view. From 8 months, a little bit older than 8 months, they start getting fun. But between a year and sort of 14, 16 months, they are so much fun, especially if there's 2 of them. Because they're playing a lot, mom leaves them a lot more, they're confident in themselves and their abilities. I can just picture them having a great time in those trees along that drainage line and us filming them. So stay around, folks, stay around. We just need to find the female leopard and get her used to us. Sounds... What's down there? The wind is here, everybody. Let me check comments. Thanks, Carol, for getting to Kennedy Ann's question on how many leopards in the reserve. I'm not entirely sure, but as per Carol's response, there are 9 that Ingwe research program have recorded from camera traps and sightings data. How big is the Rietspruit? The Rietspruit's around sort of between 6,000 and 7,000 hectares. So 9 kind of makes sense, maybe 3 males, 6 females. But their territories wouldn't only be on the Rietspruit. We might have 1 or 2 females that are solely found on Rietspruit, but you probably find that I think so. I thought, yeah, baboons. They'll come and go. Fences are not a limiting factor when it comes to species like leopard. They're able to climb through them, over them, under them. They're incredible species. So I think maybe these are lion tracks that I keep seeing, unless it's a really big baboon, but also not too fresh. You see that track there? I think so. And
I'd say lion.
how many lion females were there last night? 3.
2 were missing.
So there's 2 female lions that are
We had 2,
not accounted for.
We had 2 sets of tracks going north up West Cup.
When was this? Yesterday?
Yeah, with Victoria.
Okay, so there are lion tracks here, not great. I would say they're probably similar to that leopard track that we saw just now. So I think those numbers make sense that the Ingwe research program have got their 9 individuals. But these are all kind of questions that would be nice to answer. Figure out how many animals are in the property. This is where we had the cheetah the other day with their kill. I wonder if it's worth just, I don't know, that's so long ago, Thursday last week. There are some water thickneys here that are on the road. Let's just pop our nose in here. It's always worth a shot. Somebody finds the remains of that kill and hangs around a bit, but that was five days ago now. Oh, there's 2 male cheetahs caught a baby kudu just in here. Yeah, you can hear those water thickneys. Oh, look at that lightning. Maybe we'll sit down here for a little bit. Let's do that. Enjoy the evening. Yeah, I'll try and see if we can get maybe some lightning. We'll sit here and listen a little bit, see if we can hear any vocalizations. And maybe somebody comes to drink and surprise us. Last time we did that here, we got those cheetah boys. Hello, Maddie. You've popped on. I didn't see you there. But telling me that's exactly what my mom was saying when I got out the car. Oh, we're going back. This is why you stop and listen, everybody. Those baboons that we heard earlier seem to be maybe a little bit upset with something. We saw lion tracks, we've seen leopard tracks. Hold on, Andrew, while I try and get traction. I think there's a bit of a hole there. There's a bit of a hole to my right. Let's see. Yeah, these baboons, I think, have seen something. And they're kind of alarm calling. Let's go. We know exactly where they are. It's always, I love it on a game drive when you see things like vervet monkeys along a river, or troop of baboon, impala herds. And what I like to do is just remember where they were. And then you can start looking for whatever upset them. I can still hear them calling. So our mission now is to try and get there to where we turned around with all that water and the inflow of Sequa Dam, and hopefully, I'm going to say it, we see a leopard, but I must make sure not to lose Andrew in some of these little eroded sections, otherwise you won't see it. There's a duiker. And you know what, the threat of rain is real, so we're bound to be on the tail of a leopard here, because whenever the threat of rain is real, we're close to a leopard. I do apologize for any wind that you might be hearing. It is quite strong. Oh, they're still going. Baboons are still calling everybody. We're getting close. We're near those big trees that I mentioned would be great to see a baby leopard in. Andrew, you ready? Let's be ready here. Just going to slow down here. I don't want to spook anybody by coming around the corner too quickly. They seem to have quietened down a little bit. They're on the other side there. I wonder if we can get around. Yeah, just because this is where the troops split, eh? So the baboons, how much further can we get? So the baboons around the bend there, I think half the troop is to our right here, and the half that are calling are in front of us now, but we're not going to get too far in there. We might have to go back around. I want to get as far as I can, but we're just going to get stuck here, like that. You can't see anything up there. Eh? They're on the bend there. Now we've got questions. Where do we go? Do we go on the road on the other side? The other inflow, yeah. Okay, hold on. There's a bit of a hole here where I think somebody might have got stuck earlier. Okay, we're going to try and get around to the other inflow. Oh, took it out of four-wheel drive. Hold on, everybody. We might do laps around the dam all night, even with the threat of rain around. Just avoiding that eroded section. This is what's exciting. The baboons are just out of reach for us, but we're going to try and get to a different little vantage point of the dam in case an individual will walk along the banks of the dam. I'm just swinging the spotlight quickly from side to side, just in an effort to catch any lights if there is a predator that's walking and maybe ducking into the bush while we drive around. Also just checking the roads for tracks. Sounds like those baboons are going quiet now. Maybe not. Okay. You can hear our water thickness again, so we're getting close to the edge of the water. Oh, there's eyes on the other side, Andrew. I'm just going to stop here, see if you can focus in. It's far away there. You see them? Right below where the lightning was now. The big fallen over tree there. Right below it. So below there. Oh. Yeah, I'm on it.
There's a leopard.
There's a leopard. There's a leopard, everybody. Hey, we got it. Yes. That is incredible, everybody. This is my first leopard on Rietspruit. What is it doing? It looks like it's sort of rolling in something there. This is incredible, everybody. Yeah, looking at the neck there, it could be a big male. I don't know if anybody's got good enough coat patterns to kind of get any kind of ID there on the side of his face, getting screenshots now when he lifts his face from side to side to try and identify it. But this is so special. You know what the craziest thing is? We were parked just there. He's walked along this bank to where he is now when we looped around to try and get to the baboons. That is so incredible, everybody. So incredible.
I'm crying. That's so sick.
Andrew's got tears. He asked me to find a leopard. Oh wow. There you go, starting to walk. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to sit here and try and follow him with this light as best as possible. Try and get a better view and see, yeah, it's scent marking. I know it's difficult, but any kind of pattern on that coat we can get would be useful to trying to get an ID. The neck is quite large, so we're going to come and have a drink, everybody. Look at this. This is incredible. He's on the scent of something. His nose is down. He's looking around a lot. There you go. Look at this. Got a short drink. He's limping. So is that the blowbunk male?
Yeah.
Is it? Got a little bit of a limp, everybody. So that is a good indicator that this is the blowbunk male. He's a bit more relaxed at night, if I'm not mistaken. Where's the dam wall? Right there. Okay, let's get around and see if we can get a better view. We know where he's kind of going up. We'll try and find him again. We're going to lose him from where we are. So we're going to try and get to the dam wall where we first said we would have a look for a leopard in this area. And hopefully, because it's nighttime, we get a better sighting of him. I was saying it, I don't know when it was, the other night. When did I drive? Friday. I was saying that leopards are often more relaxed at nighttime than during the day, and that's when you want to spend as much time with them as possible because you get them used to the vehicle. So we're not going to rush in there. We're going to sort of approach nice and easy, and hopefully we get him. I see his eyes again. He's still walking up towards the dam wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit at the top here and we're just going to watch him. He's coming right up to the dam wall. He looks pretty relaxed at the moment. He's just scent marking. He's not taking much note of us. That's going to be epic. This is incredible. Okay, boy. How's that, everybody? I'm hoping he's going to come up the edge here. He probably visits this fallen over tree quite a bit as a scent mark spot. We're going to just see, we're going to scan from left to right, just see where we get him. Hopefully he comes through here. But he doesn't seem too interested in us. But we're still going to give him space. But that's incredible. There he is, there he is. Here. Oh, my last drive of the year. How about that? I think every drive I'm just going to come to Sequa Dam from now on. Okay, where is he gone? Might be in this little dip, Andrew. I'm going to just pull forward a little bit. Hopefully he comes into this open patch here. There we go. Yeah, I'm just going to get ahead. When he crosses this road, it's going to be a really good angle. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left of show, but I think we're going to just extend and stay with this leopard for as long as he stays on the road, everybody. So we'll just stay with him. It's not often we get leopards, so we want to spend as much time with him as possible, driving nicely with him. He seems to be pretty relaxed with our presence at a distance, although he did just cut in here. I know there's a game trail. He might follow the game trail and come up back to the road, but if he stays within shot, we're going to try and stay with him as long as we can and extend the show until he moves off. But this is absolutely incredible. Andrew's beside himself here. It's nice, so chill there. What a sighting. It's just, oh, such an incredible evening. Carol, you were right to suggest us coming here. And what a treat we have here. He's found something to sort of roll in there. How's this, everybody?
Gareth, this is the best leopard sighting we've had live. I'm not joking.
This is incredible. Incredible. What a treat. Looks like just behind that tree, he's rolling in something there. You find leopards often do this. They find herbivore dung. Quite often they're like buffalo dung. You won't have any of that there, but maybe wildebeest. And they roll in it, Just cover their scent a little bit. Okay, he is going into an area that might be tricky, but we'll do our best. I'm just going to have a look at how far we are from the road on my map. We are quite far. I wonder if there's a nice gap in here, Andrew. There's that game Charlie's walking on. And because we've burnt this area, yeah, I'll try. I'll see if I can find a nice gap. There's this game Charlie's walking down. I'm gonna try and... It's quite far from the road to kind of just wing it. Rather try and keep eyes on him at a distance while we have him. I say it's super thick there. I don't want to spook him by following him off road through that. It looked more open. But everybody are just trying to figure it out. We'll try our best to find a gap in here. Because we burnt this area recently, the grass is nice and short, which means we can see our pathways that we may want to take relatively easy. But at the same time, I am conscious that this is a Rietspruit leopard. A little bit more nervous than you'd... or shy, should I say. That's probably the correct terminology. Maybe he's going to pop up on the road here. Let's try it. It's direction he was going seemed like he was going parallel to this road. But we'll see if we get some eye shine in here. Because it would be super special if he did pop out. No, it's okay. Pop out onto the road and we can follow him for a while longer. Try and relocate. If he does walk down the road, then we just get to put in some good time with him. And this is the time of day that you want to spend with leopard to get them used to the car. You know, he's kind of walking parallel here, Andrew. I think I haven't got any more eyes. And I would really like to try and find him again. Just because he's so relaxed with us this evening that it's a good opportunity to spend time. Is he back? No. Yo, it just gets thick here. It's too thick to bash in here and spook a leopard because of a vehicle taking trees. If it was lions, you would go for it because they're chilled. Okay, everybody, I'm going to give it another, I'm going to say 10 minutes. Because he might come back on the road, we just need to give him some time. I'm going to go back to where we had him. Just see he hasn't looped back or he is following the scent, but he came from where those baboons were up to where we first heard the baboons, and then he's walked further. So his general movements are north. All the way down. Haven't been listening to the radio all afternoon. I've been wondering, it's been quiet. The stations, there is a male leopard on Well, was a male leopard on the dam wall of Sequa Dam. He's gone north along the drainage line. Just trying to relocate. Yeah, I think we just try and spend some time on the road and see if he comes back. I don't really want to put pressure on him by going off-road here. He's also going to cover ground a lot quicker than we will through this environment. Okay. Yeah, we'll go up there now. He might also just follow this drainage line. Larger trees, probably. You probably find leopards in this area still shy of our presence. Will, rather than walking down roads a lot, they might walk down the drainage lines more frequently. And there's a nice big drainage line there that he's going to follow from this dam. So what I'm going to do is we're going to loop around on the road nice and slowly, kind of this speed, and just see if he's popped out onto the road or maybe even the next road. And hope we get him. And if we don't get him in the next 10 minutes, we'll close the show in 10 minutes time, everybody. If we don't find him. If we find him, we can keep it open. But by then we've kind of lost our golden opportunity. I think we got our timing right to find him on the opposite side of the dam just now, and then what a treat it was to have him cross that road and lie down for us. Spend, I don't know, maybe we've spent 5, maybe 10 minutes with him. And all the time that we can spend with our leopards is time well worth it. His eyes there. Oh, he's got a flash. Try and pop our nose in here, Andrew. Just see if we get a better view. Try and see if I get those eyes again. I just need it to be a little bit thinner in here. Just a little bit thinner. Is that the next road? Okay. Watch it there, watch it. Okay. You're clear. It's a nice open section and then it gets narrower. Okay, the other road is right up here, so we're going to try and get across there and just see if he's walking down that road. There's a good chance he is. Look how nice and open it is there. That would have been ideal to follow him through. Boy. Just going to check for tracks. It is hard. Yo. Let's just check for eyes. Look how nice and open it is here. Look at this. It's just that section that he walked into was a bit too thick for the vehicle. The leopards like walking on roads. Yeah, there's eyes. There's eyes. I think this might, I say it all the time, but we get a lot of duikers, so I just want to be sure, but come on, this is so promising. This is right in the direction he was walking. It's a duiker. Okay, I think this is pretty much the drainage line that he was walking along. It's a Maybe he's come out onto the road here and walked down the road. I'm just going to check for tracks in the softer sand here. Though it's not so soft after the recent rains. I would love to get him again, but I'll take that. I'll take that sighting that we had. It wasn't just a flash, it was time well worth it. Okay, I'm going to go another 100 meters, turn around, and then we come back and just scan, and then I think we'll call it. No. All right, I can't see any tracks on the road. It is difficult if he was walking on the road. We had the promise of those eyes that belonged to a duiker. The speed he was walking is he should have come out on this road probably around now, or the other road. So what we're going to do is go back down here the same sort of speed, which is nice and slow. This section to our south, which he is in, it thins out really nicely here by the road, so the spotlight gets some depth and we can see eyes quite nicely. So if he is close to this road and he hasn't crossed over it already, we should pick him up. And then we'll go back down the other road that goes to the dam that we came up earlier, just see if we get eyes, and then I think we leave him to it. But all of this goes to getting leopards used to us. A little bit of time with them, the spotlight on him, the vehicle driving in the vicinity of him like we're doing currently. If he's still nearby, he'll hear that sound, and then slowly over time, leopards, all animals really, will learn that the presence of vehicles and people aren't a threat. And that they don't have to just run off. There's eyes again. This is kind of where we had that duiker earlier. They're a little bit deeper there. A lot deeper. I think I'm going to try and get in this clearing and just check. Okay. Yeah, it's the duiker again. Alrighty, everybody. Let's just get to the edge here. So exciting, so exciting. How special is it to see a leopard on a pack drive? What a moment. My first Rietspruit leopard, the blowblank male on blowbunk. That's what you want, eh? That is what you want. It's a big storm brewing, which is so often the case when it looks like we're on a leopard. But this time the storm didn't get to us before we got to the leopard. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Okay, I can't see anything down that road, everybody. We've extended for a little bit longer. We asked for leopard. Andrew put the question out there, and we found ourselves a leopard. So special, and it's just to get my first leopard on the property is even better. The blowbunk male on blowbunk, what a good one. And we found him. That's the cherry on the top of it all. And it was a decent sighting, so that's what we like. Thanks for joining along. Thank you for sharing my first leopard on Rietspruit, and maybe it's some of yours too. It doesn't happen all the time. So hopefully here's to more. Here's to more. And then I will see you next year. So all of you, have a wonderful December. Victoria and Andrea are going to take great care of you in the next couple of weeks, or next week or so. And then we'll see you in January again. So enjoy your festive season, enjoy the end of the year, and I'll see you in 2025. Until then, let's find more leopards.